1. Normalizing debt. Do you remember the first time you owed money? That uncomfortable feeling, the tension, the urge to pay it off as quickly as possible. But the financial system pulled off one of the most successful psychological marketing campaigns in history. They normalized debt. Everyone has debt. It's just part of modern life. Debt is a smart financial tool to build your future. And we believed it. We believed it because it gave us permission to want more. Sooner, little by little, debt stopped feeling like a problem that needed to be solved. So what happens when debt becomes normal? You no longer feel any urgency to pay it off. You accept long-term interest payments as just another cost of living. And this is the key point. Someone who stays in debt for a long time, faithfully paying interest every month, is the perfect customer for a bank. They don't want you to be debt-free. They want you to be an interest payer for life. 2. Offer illusion trap. Get the newest iPhone today, 0% interest for 12 months. Sounds sweet, right? But these offers aren't designed to help you. They're designed to pull your attention towards short-term comfort and distract you from long-term risk. In reality, many so-called 0% installment plans for electronics, furniture, or big-ticket items are built around something called deferred interest. Here's how it works. If you do not pay off 100% of the balance before the promotional period ends, all the interest for the entire period gets added back retroactively, starting from the day you made the purchase. Let's take a real-life example. You buy a $2,000 laptop with a 0% interest for 12 months deferred interest plan. You make your payments on time, month after month. After 12 months, you only have $100 left. Sounds fine, right? But because that $100 wasn't paid off in full, the bank is allowed to instantly add over $400 in interest for the past 12 months. That $100 balance suddenly turns into more than $500 overnight. 3. The psychological trap of the minimum payment. On every monthly credit card statement, there's one number that's carefully designed to make you feel relieved. It's called the minimum payment. Let's say your credit card balance is $3,000, and the bank asks for a minimum payment of $60 a month. Right away, you relax. Oh, it's only $60. That's easy. That number instantly takes the pressure off the much scarier $3,000 debt. But here's what actually happens if you only pay the minimum. With a $3,000 balance and a 20% annual interest rate, the interest for the first month alone is almost $50. So when you pay that $60 minimum, about $50 goes straight to interest. Only $10 actually reduces your principal. You're paying every month, but your debt shrinks at a painfully slow pace. So slow, in fact, that US law once required credit card companies to print a warning directly on statements, clearly stating something like, if you make only the minimum payment, it could take 25 years to pay off this debt, and the total interest paid may be 2 to 3 times the amount you originally borrowed. 4. The reward illusion. So, what are these rewards, really? Cashback? Airline miles? Points? Promotions like spend X, get Y. I'm winning. That feeling right there is one of the most subtle traps of all. Here's how it usually plays out. Let's say your normal monthly spending is $800. Then you get a new credit card offering 2% cashback. Suddenly, you start telling yourself, buying this extra thing is fine. I'm getting money back anyway. By the end of the month, you've spent $1,200. Now let's do the math. Your reward is 2% of $1,200, which is $24. But you spent $400 more than you normally would. So, to earn $24, you quietly let $400 slip out of your control. 5. Hidden fees and invisible add-ons. Have you ever looked closely at your credit card statement and noticed small charges, just a few dollars, with names like payment protection, balance protection, or credit monitoring. They're so small that most people ignore them, or they assume, this must just be a normal bank fee. But $10 a month is $120 a year. Multiply that by millions of customers, and it becomes a massive profit machine for banks. 6. The credit limit manipulation strategy. First, they give you the honey. When a bank automatically increases your credit limit, how does it feel? You feel validated. My finances must be solid. The bank trusts me. And naturally, you start spending more freely. You pay less attention to how much debt you're carrying. Minimum payments and installments begin to feel normal. Then comes the second punch. Once you're used to a higher level of spending, the bank suddenly cuts your credit limit, sometimes without any clear reason related to your behavior. Here's what happens. Your credit limit used to be $10,000 and you owed $3,000. Your credit utilization was 30%, a healthy number. Then the bank lowers your limit to $5,000. Your debt is still $3,000. Overnight, your utilization jumps to 60%. You didn't spend a single extra dollar. But in the eyes of the credit system, you've suddenly become a high-risk borrower. The consequences are serious. Your credit score drops sharply. Interest rates on future loans go up. You may get rejected for a mortgage or a car loan. 7. Emotional spending. Credit cards are built on a simple truth about human behavior. We make decisions with emotion first, and only later use logic to justify them. You see something you want, you swipe the card. Instantly, you get the item and the satisfaction. A quick hit of dopamine. Paying for it? That's a future problem. I'll deal with it at the end of the month. This makes impulse spending incredibly easy. We go over budget, tell ourselves we'll fix it later, and move on. And that, later, that's where the bank makes its money. 8. Payment allocation rigged in the bank's favor. This is one of the most subtle and least understood tricks in the system. When you have multiple balances on the same credit card, you'd naturally assume that your monthly payment goes toward the highest interest debt first, right? That would be the most logical approach. But what's good for you isn't always good for the bank. Let's say your card has two balances. A regular purchase balance at 18% interest. A promotional balance at 0% interest. When you make a payment, the bank is often allowed to apply most of your money to the 0% balance first. Meanwhile, the 18% balance barely gets touched and continues to grow with daily interest. So even though you feel like you've made a meaningful payment, your high-interest debt stays almost the same. 9. Cash advances. Using a credit card to withdraw cash sounds like a quick fix when you're short on money. In reality, it's the most expensive and dangerous form of borrowing in the entire credit card system. It's a three-layer trap. First, the interest rate is almost always much higher than normal purchase interest. It can easily reach 25 to 35%. Second, you're charged an immediate fee, usually around 3 to 5% of the amount you withdraw. Take out $1,000 and you instantly lose $30 to $50 before interest even starts. And third, the worst part, interest begins accruing daily from the very first day. 10. Dependence, the final goal. All 9 strategies we've talked about lead to one ultimate objective: to make you completely dependent on credit cards. At first, it's just a convenient tool. Then, slowly, it becomes your plan B. Your car breaks down? Use the card. An unexpected medical bill? Use the card. You lose your job for a while? The credit card will take care of it. It becomes your life raft. But here's the problem: that life raft is controlled by the very system that pushed you into the water in the first place. This isn't about being afraid of credit cards, and it's not about rejecting them entirely. It's about understanding how the system works, so you're no longer naive, but informed, so you can use their tools to serve your goals. instead of unknowingly helping them get richer. If you found this breakdown valuable, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. We'll continue diving deeper into personal finance together.